So nutrition. Now I'm going to keep this fairly simple because there's loads of videos out there that go into great detail about every aspect of food and nutrition, but just as a guideline as to what works for me and what I think is good and bad to eat. Now starting with the bad, I mean, I think we all know that fizzy drinks, crisps, fatty chocolates, doughy fatty breads, cakes and stuff, not really that good. They're not doing you any favours. If you have a little bit occasionally, fine, but don't eat these things on a regular basis. It stands to reason that if you put good stuff in, you're going to get good stuff out, and you wouldn't put crappy petrol or diesel into your car. You want it to be to the norms or above the norms to make sure that you get good performance, and the same applies to your body. In terms of good stuff, lots of fruit and veg. You know, bananas are great. I love avocado, I think they're brilliant. Salads, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber, that kind of thing. Fruit salads for pudding, fantastic. For your carbs, pasta, rice, potatoes, all great. Hummus, I love that. It's quite calorific, so in moderation, but very tasty and good for you. For your protein, things like tuna, chicken, fish generally is very good. Nuts and seeds, great, quite calorific too though. And this is one of the best things that we ever bought, bread making machine. Now, unlike most kitchen gadgets you get for Christmas and end up right at the back of your drawer, this is something that we use every single day, and with organic wholemeal flour just makes the best bread, really tasty. So I'd highly recommend that. Eggs, fantastic. We have our own chickens actually, so these are completely organic. Such a really packed full of vitamins and proteins, these things. So if you had to have them boiled, it's fantastic. But we haven't got that many at the moment because the magpies are flying in and pecking the chicken's eggs, which is a bit of a pain. As for maybes, well, fatty cheeses, butter, keep those in moderation. Peanuts, good for you, but I tend to eat too many. I get carried away, and they're very calorific, but they are good for you. So just go easy on those. Biscuits and stuff, as long as they're reasonably healthy-ish. Okay, a little bit of that, and just keep it sensible, basically. Keep it sensible, keep it healthy. Try and eat as unprocessed as possible. You don't those ready meals that you buy. They're so processed. They've got so much stuff in them that it's just not good for you. So just keep stuff as natural as possible. And alcohol. The odd beer is fine, but I think it's good to have days where you have no alcohol at all, so your body gets used to that. And if you're going to have some glass of wine, beer, that's fine. And the occasional Saturday night, just go for it. But just keep that in moderation. And you should be good. I mean, I think I've improved my performance over the years, partly by, I think, improving my diet. Because my diet used to be awful. I used to eat crisp and chocolate all the time. I didn't care what I ate. And there are other things at play as well, but I think the diet has helped in making me go faster. So that's all good. Okay, so what about race day itself? Well, the evening before, I would suggest having a light, balanced meal that's not too heavy. Although it might be tempting, don't go out and have a big curry with loads of beers with your mates. Just keep it nice and simple. You don't want a big weight of food on your stomach in the night. And in the morning, you'll be getting up early, you're probably a bit nervous, but try and eat some breakfast, something small and light, toast, fruit, boiled egg, that kind of thing, and head to the start line. Now, in terms of what you should be carrying on your bike, drinking and eating, obviously it varies, everyone's different, but there's some suggestions that I think will apply to most people. And I would suggest having 2 bottles. I actually did last year's with just 1, but I wouldn't really advise that. And I think the best thing is to have in 1 bottle an energy drink like this. It can be with or without caffeine. This one is with caffeine, that one's without. and the other bottle, either keep it just as normal water, or you can at a push put something like this in, just a electrolyte tablet. There's no energy in that, it's just to replace your salts. If it's a hot day, especially if you're going to be sweating quite a lot, then it'd probably be a good idea to use one of these to keep your salt levels up. Again, you can have them with without or with caffeine. So that's the hydration taken care of. In terms of eating, if you're looking to put in a fast time and not have to worry too much about what you're eating, then gels are really good. I don't normally use them, but in races they serve a purpose, and that is just to get the energy delivered to you quickly and easily without having to munch through something, which if you're breathing hard, it can be quite hard to do. So I use High Five gels. They're pretty good value. You can get them discounted quite often. They're not too expensive. They do your standard one like this, which is fairly small and easy to take. Slightly more watery one is these ones if it's a hot day. They're a bit more bulky to carry though. ZipFit are good. They have a lot of nice tasty flavors. It is quite a big hefty gel though, so it does deliver quite a big amount of carbs in one go, so bear that in mind. And caffeine. Now this is for me quite an important factor in when I do races, and I find that for me personally it definitely gives me a boost. And whether it does for you or not, I guess everyone's different, but I think most people find that they tire less easily, they feel less fatigue, and it sharpens your concentration. And yeah, it's legal, thank goodness. I think there's a maximum limit maybe by the UCI how much you can take, but gels like this has added caffeine in it. This is about 40 or 50 milligrams, I think. These are a little bit less. You can also put some in your drink. One race I did, I overdid it because they handed out some free ones at the start and they were really high in caffeine, and I was absolutely zinging halfway around and I actually felt a bit sick. So there is an upper limit, but it's definitely worth it if you're feeling a bit tired. Caffeine can pick you up. So if you haven't tried it yet, give it a whirl, because it's definitely gives you a boost. In terms of solid foods, I mean, if you're happy eating solid foods, then great. Take those with you: flapjacks, bananas, that kind of thing. Obviously, there'll be food as well at the feed stations, but they can be a real bun fight. Just getting to the tables amongst all the riders and finding what you want. It takes quite a long time. So I actually never normally use them, but if you're happy to take your time and just go around at your own pace, then that's great. They have good stuff. They have cheeses and cakes and all kinds of things. So yeah, you can use those if you want to. But yeah, I find really just if you keep gelled up, keep your energy levels up, then you should be fine.
So, just using a gratuitous drone shot of Mallorca. I hope you can see this pie chart I've superimposed over the top, just like the pie charts of the months before, but you can see that we're reducing the time spent in zones 1 and 2 and increasing the intensity basically by having more time in zone 3 and 4 and 5. Albeit, it's still important to have easy rides in your schedule. You mustn't forget to do that. But they're taking less importance now, and you want to be, on most rides, pushing a little bit and keeping the tempo up for most of the ride, just to get the body used to slightly longer rides, slightly higher intensity rides. So working that little bit harder. Hopefully the temperatures are better, the weather's a bit better, so you can get out a bit more and push it a little bit on some of the rides, and have one or two short rides where you really go for it for a few minutes. Like zone 5 stuff, really max out. And good luck, and see you here for June's edition.